Hey, Cara, coming to you in the afternoon. So this is an afternoon message, but hopefully you're listening to it in the morning. I have not been feeling it in the mornings these last few days, and one of my rules of thumb is if I'm not feeling it, do not turn on the mic. Don't post, don't say, don't send the email. Honestly, this has been my practice because I've messed up plenty of times. So here I am in the afternoon, so it feels a little bit weird, but I want to talk to you about the ugly frog. You may have heard this expression, eat the ugly frog first. What does that mean? Well, it's not really a frog. I don't do that. I don't know if you do. You might think it's a delicacy. But eating the ugly frog first simply means tackle the most important, that's really important, the most important and the most difficult project of the day, attack it first. While you're fresh, while you have energy, while your mind is clear, while you are ready. Because what happens is, if we put it off, it ends up being the last thing on the list when it should be the most important and first thing on the list. So I really do try to eat the ugly frog first in my workday. Oftentimes, what I have found, however, I've got a little cheat that I want to share with you. And my little cheat is that I often give myself 15 to 20 minutes, and I time it because I have to, 15 to 20 minutes to organize myself, to get some of the admin, the emails, the text return, whatever I have to do, those little nitpicky things that kind of fill my mind, I will give myself 15 to 20 minutes to get some of that stuff done before I eat my ugly frog. But then it is that number one most important thing that's going to move you forward in whatever project you're working on, in whatever intention you have. That's the thing to do absolutely first. Now, for me, my ugly frog isn't the podcast. The podcast usually comes before I even start working because it's done in those wee hours of the morning, as you know, except for today. And it is not hard for me to do. It's not an ugly frog. It is pure enjoyment that I get to turn on this mic and speak with you and share with you what's happening in my life. So there are certain things that are fun to do, and they may not be, even though they may be important, they may not be the first thing you should do. Oftentimes for me, the ugly frog has to do with writing, because writing doesn't come easy to me. Speaking does, but writing doesn't. Writing something or being really bold, like for me, the boldness that sometimes I need to have in my business, I need to do that first before I lose my nerve, or as my grandfather would say, my noive. So my ugly frog, and it changes, but it's usually one of those things, something that I need to step up and get uncomfortable in, or writing something. Those are usually my ugly frogs. But I have to do them in the morning. Now, you may be different in that you may be a night owl and you get all of the hard stuff done at night. But I am talking to you all if you are morning people or at least have a normal workday schedule. And so writing out your 3 most important things of the day is really important. And I learned this from Getting Things Done, that classic book. Came out a while ago. I don't remember the author, but he talked about the MITs. And oftentimes, and I've heard this done, and sometimes if I remember, I'll do this, is I write out my MITs the night before when I'm finished up with my work day or my busy day. And I'll just write, what are the 3 most important things I need to do tomorrow? Because what happens sometimes for me is in the morning, my ego will get in the way and say, well, what would it be more fun to do? Not what is the most important thing to do, right? Our minds fool us all of the time. We are always playing tricks on ourselves, which is why these little gimmicks and hacks and little trinkets that I offer are helpful ways to not let your mind fool you. So eat your ugly frog first. And I'd love to hear any tips or tactics that work for you. So just reach out to me on social media or email me. And before we end, I want to tell you about a new free webinar that I have going live on December 13th. That is Monday, December 13th. If you're listening to this post December 13th, make sure you check the show notes because I will likely put a recording there. This special webinar is about mental fitness. It's about making 2022 your year of mental fitness. And I will be recapping everything that I've learned in the Mental Fitness Bootcamp. Now, I interviewed 25 plus experts. I learned a ton. I learned what is coming out in science. I learned cutting edge practices. And what you will learn in this free webinar is how to customize your own cross-training program for building mental fitness. And that includes movement, mind training, resiliency, nutrition, gut-brain optimization, sleep, connection, nature, play. Oh boy, it is going to be jam-packed. So make sure you register, my friend. Go into the show notes or go onto my website. You'll find it there and get on that registration list. That is coming to you December 13th. Thank you for listening. Have a fantastic day. Now go and eat your ugly frog.